My name is Sahban Ali, and I'm an advocate at Delhi High Court. I have a teaching experience of 12 years and with various institutes. So you can read about me more. Then we'll proceed with the course. See, first of all, the concept of right. What is right? What do you mean by that? Right is basically an entitlement or a claim. Okay, right is a claim, and duty is an obligation. First of thing, the most general thing is that right can be through a legal document or such as our constitution or any legal document, legal act that is made by our parliament institute, or any social norms or any ethical principle. So right can be from anywhere. It can be from legal system, it can be from social convention, it can be from ethical theory. By that you can claim your right. Means right is a claim, that is because you are on such certain position or entitlement, that's why you can claim that particular right. Okay, so right is a claim, first thing. Second, if you are claiming something, there must be something who is or having a duty to fulfill that claim. So the duty is an obligation, as I told you. So it is an obligation on any person to fulfill that duty. Okay, it can be ethical, it can be legal, it can be moral duty. So these two concepts are so important and they are correlative. These two are correlative. So let's understand through Hoffeld. Hoffeld is a jurist, a great jurist. He's an authority. He has given there are some theory that is known as Hoffeld concept or jural relation. Through these 8 claim, liberty, power, immunity, disability, liability, non-claim and duty, he said that he is going to, you can explain any problem of law, legal problem through these concepts, but we'll try to understand the right through this concept. Okay, what he said that if a citizen is having right, okay, then state is having duty. The same time, if you are claiming right, then state is under duty to fulfill that particular claim. First thing. Second, if state is having liberty, state is in liberty, means you don't have any claim. If state is not bound to do something, it means you are not having claim. If in legal sense, if you are having claim, state is bound to do something for you. That particular obligation they have to fulfill. Second, if state is having power, they can make you liable. Means state, or you can say any authority, law has given power to some authority. Okay, so he can make you liable under law to do something or not to do something. So these are correlation. Then if you are immune, or anyone, like in case of ambassadors, okay, foreign ambassadors, they are immune because of some certain laws. So in that case the authorities are disabled. Okay, so these are correlations. Now these are known as jural opposite. What do you mean by jural opposite? Means at the same time you can, if you are claiming right, it means you have a right. Same time you cannot say that I don't have a right as well. Means same time. Similarly, you can say, you can understand better in this sense. If I have a duty, I am not having liberty. Okay, in me only, if I am Sahban Ali, I am having a duty to do something, means I am not having liberty to, or I am not privileged to do or not to do the thing. Yeah, I am under obligation to do the thing. Similarly, if I have a liability, if I have a liability to do something, means I am not having immunity. I have to do that. I am not immune. Okay, if I have power at the same time, I am not disabled. Okay, it means state is having power. It means same time state is not disabled. So these are known as jural correlative. Why I am teaching you these things, I'll tell you in the question. So let's consider the first question. Okay, in the first question, what is said? This was asked in 2017. The question is, right to vote, okay, to be elected in India is a constitutional right or legal right? Basically, there is no debate in fundamental right, neither in natural right, because this is not in part 3 of Indian Constitution. That's why this is not fundamental right, neither is natural right. So constitutional right or legal right. So let's first of all we'll try to understand what do you mean by the constitutional right. Constitutional right means whether it is mentioned in the constitution or not, first thing. Okay, though it is not in part 3, but in any article of the constitution it is mentioned, so that is fundamental, that is constitutional right. Another, legal right, if there is some act on that, so it is very clear that there is some act other than constitution, there is act, representation of people act, so this is legal right for sure. But constitution is also a legal document. Okay, so legal right is a having broad perspective, and this constitution can be in this legal right. Okay, so the constitution is also a statute. Okay, so now let's come to the point, whether this is there any article which is talking about the this is a constitutional right or legal right. So first of all, through this NCRT we can see NCRT is saying 11th class 9th class NCRT, it is saying the right to vote, okay, is an important constitutional right, and in 11th class NCRT is supporting it. It means this is a constitutional right according to NCRT. But in the beginning I told you we'll discuss about the criteria, whether NCRT is a criteria, whether NCRT is a criteria. No, NCRT is not a criteria. So what should be the criteria? Yeah, if you're talking about constitution right, constitution should be the criteria. There should be some article of constitution. Okay, so constitution article 326 is talking about if you are 18 years of age and you are not disqualified under any law, then you and you are a citizen of India, then you are qualified to register as a voter in any election. So this is the provision. So but registered as a voter does not mean that you have a right to vote. Okay, or this is explicitly saying that you are having right to vote is your constitutional right, because it is saying registered as an advocate. If it says directly that you have a right to give vote in the election, then it is constitutional right. But if it is not clear, then we'll go to the judiciary. We'll not go to the NCRT first, we'll go to the judiciary. So judiciary is who? Supreme Court. Supreme Court is known as custodian of the constitution, and Supreme Court will tell us whether this is a constitutional right or not. So is there any judgment? Let's see. Yeah, we have a judgment, Rajpala and others versus state of Haryana. On 10th of December 2015, this judgment was given, and this judge Chalmeshwar has given this judgment. What was the judgment? It was about the right to vote, and after considering a lot of cases, they come into conclusion that the right to vote is not a fundamental right, is certainly a constitutional right. They said certainly this is the word, certainly this is a constitutional right. Once the Supreme Court has pronounced that this is a constitutional right, no one can question. Okay, so it is further it is saying it is not very accurate to describe it as statute right, means it's not only a legal right or purely or simply, means it's a constitutional right. Okay, and another thing it's saying the right to vote at the election of the House of People or legislative constitutional right. It is saying constitutional right, and all the judges are supporting it, and M.B. Shah is not opposing it. It means Dharma Adhikari was a judge, he expressly agreed, and this M.B. Shah not denied it. So it means by majority it is proved that this is a constitutional right. So the answer would be according to this criteria this. So what should be the, as I told you, the criteria should be the constitution or the legal judgment or the constitutional interpretation of the Supreme Court, that is precedence or ratio decidendi. It should not be any NCRT or Lakshmikant or anything else. Okay, next question, let's try. This question, right, it is saying which of the following is correct. So if you'll see, read this statement, you'll see that in the Hoffeld only, it is saying that rights are claim of the citizen against the state. So I told you this dual correlation. In that it is said that rights are claim of the citizen. Now next question, if you'll directly see the Hoffeld, you can solve this question. Now next is It is talking about the relationship between the rights and duties. If you read this statement, rights are correlative with the duties. This is in Hofeld. Okay, but it is also written in Lakshmikant. But Lakshmikant, I told you, Lakshmikant is not a criteria. You cannot quote Lakshmikant. It is written in the Lakshmikant. So I am quoting it because it is. I have quoted it so that I can tell you that Lakshmikant is not a criteria. Criteria, it is just a promotion of a book. What is the criteria? What is the criteria? Criteria is Hofeld. He is authority. Okay, his theory is the authority. You can quote Hofeld or any thinker or any jurist who is having the authority. Okay, this Lakshmikant or any other book, or you can quote Constitution. Okay, not any this and that book. Okay, we are making this kind of mistake every time in mains or in while giving interview. This kind of statement we can give by knowingly or unknowingly, and we can lose our marks. Okay, so you need not to do this. You should know what is the criteria to judge a question, that is Constitution and the precedent, not the Lakshmikant or any other book. Now once again, one of the important implication of equality in society is the absence of. Please keep in mind, if equality is there is no privilege. Okay, if you read plain Article 14 of Indian Constitution, it said that all are equal in equality before law. Equality before law ka the very first criteria is that there should not be privilege. Means everyone is equal in front of law. There should not be, no one should be privileged. If you go through Article 14 and the concept that is now you will not quote Lakshmikant, you will quote that this provision equality before law is taken from UK, the constitution of UK. Okay, UK constitution. So this is the thing. So today we have discussed about the criteria. What criteria should be quoted? That can be any constitutional law, it can be any article, it can be any section, it can be any case law. But please keep in mind, in polity basically we are talking about, because this is technical thing, this is not layman. We should in previous lectures I was talking as a layman. It doesn't mean we should not quote the law, or we should not quote the this articles. Please keep in mind, you have to quote the articles, you have to quote the sections, you have to quote the ratio decidendi and the precedents while making any judgment or reference while writing answer in mains or in interview. Okay, so this by this way you can make your answer technical and you can fetch more marks. Please keep these things in mind, so that this question, that question constitutional right one, that was not a debatable question if you have knowledge of the criteria. Okay, so that's it. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Thank you very much, and thanks for your like. Please recommend and review this video to your friends as well. Thank you.